Well, hello, and welcome to an Arknights Operator's Mediocre Guide featuring Crownslayer, also known as that one boss you bully on Chapter 4-4 with a rodent rap god. She's also known as Crownslayer for a good chunk of the fanbase who thinks she's hot garbage, but is she really that trash? Well, I guess we'll see. Starting with the subclass, one of my personal favorites in this game, the Executor Specialist. Known also as a fast redeploy type operator, the redeployment time of this subclass is 22 seconds at base. Since Crownslayer is a welfare unit, it's easy to bring that down to 18 seconds through being at only potential 3, all to make your frequent heli-dropping plays. The first talent, when a skill is active, drops a smokescreen covering Sneak Slayer and the 8 tiles around her. Ground enemies within the smokescreen have their physical and arts hit rate reduced by 20%. And no, foes with low altitude hovering will sadly not be affected. You might as well treat this dodge hit rate reduced thing as a 0% chance. You really do not want to rely on this for plays that requires things to not get hit, even with skills that can buff the chance. The thing is, when there's a probability of a mechanic not going your way, it's probably not the best idea to commit to a play that revolves around it, unless you're min-maxing gambling a different clear of course, or something like that. It's a nice bonus if the debuffed hit rate happens to benefit you. The second talent boosts Crownslayer's damage by 22% against enemies who have not yet damaged her. The same dodgy comments from the first talent applies here, but your skills will help keep that damage boost going. Worst case, it's just bonus damage for those initial strikes before getting hits. There is one extra caveat which applies to everything Crownslayer does, so I'm going to address it now. This operator can only touch ground enemies, skills included. For those accustomed to Texas Alter or Kirinyato Skill 3, it might take a moment to get used to when deploying her. Skill 1, Smokes and Mirrors. Mirrors dodge Slayer's attack stat, doubling it and smokes herself. No, not that kind of smoke. It's the one that increases the chance of dodging physical and arts attacks by 50%, all lasting for 10 seconds. It's definitely a start in terms of leaning into the not getting hit thing. That smoking of herself can definitely happen, but it does give you a better chance of surviving. Other than that, it's just the classic usage of drop, do thing, retreat, repeat. And despite the big attack buff, the skill still struggles against high defense enemies. Like, a lot. You're barely gonna chip at them for a nice, crisp, minimum 5% physical damage at a time. If you do want to try for that 1v1 dodge and drop play, go for it, there is stalling potential. Our second skill has Vupal Slayer biding her time for 8 seconds. During that time, she does not attack, reduces her own taunt level, and buffs up the first talent's hit rate reduction by 2.5 times, totaling to about 50%. After the 8 seconds, all enemies within the smoke take up to 500% physical damage. Now, 9 out of 10 medical professionals say that operators with a high damage multiplier skill are at greater risk of attack buff abuse, leading to addiction and a negative perception of self-worth. It's okay, Crownslayer, help is out there! You don't have to hold in your anger for 8 seconds! Get your emotions out, friend! Don't let those Crownslayer bullying videos change who you are! I think the issue many people have with this skill is that long 8-second delay before any damage is dealt. It's not immediate, which can be counterintuitive to what you'd expect out of a fast redeploy operator, dropping to help out in an active situation. At the very least, the boost to the smokescreen debuff will help herself and allies if luck favors you. Also, the damage isn't great either. I'm gonna be honest, while recording footage, I could not find a damage-related use with this skill, besides buffing it up and then, there's all the caveats with that. What you also need to watch out for is keeping Crownslayer alive long enough for the damage to go off. Even with the lower taunt level, if Crownslayer is the only target in range of being attacked, enemies will go after her anyways. Of course, if the operator goes down before the 8 seconds are up, you're not getting that damage off. Monarch Slayer's third skill expands the range of her smokescreen talent, but the real smokescreen comes from an invisibility buff, and reducing block count to 0. Every 2 seconds, the operator will double tap an enemy for 250% physical damage each, stunning them for up to 4 seconds. The same enemy cannot be struck again until after 6 seconds, and the entire skill will last 16 seconds. This is your most reliable way of not getting hit. The combination of an invisibility buff and 0 block will ensure Crownslayer remains hidden, with a couple exceptions like enemies that reveal hidden operators, but nothing you'd commonly run into. As you'd expect, you are trading off the operator's ability to block enemies, so for your stalling plays, you are forced to lean into the stun rather than body blocking. The almost untargetable nature also allows you to go after enemies without worrying about the operator going down before the skill ends. Extra damage and stuns can be spread wherever there is a melee tile to deploy on, and since you have that low redeployment time of Executor Specialists, you are encouraged to spread those disruptions around wherever you need it. Now, the really unfortunate part about this skill is that it's not a full stun lock. Since the stun only lasts 4 seconds and Crownslayer cannot stun the same target again until 6 seconds after, the enemy is going to have 2 seconds to make a play. It could be moving forward enough and out of range, or even offing one of your operators with an attack, so be careful of that. But if you are worried about those skill 3 stunning issues, the second module actually fixes that, at least when it comes out on global servers. Peak Slayer's skill 3 usefulness skyrockets, and it's not because of the damage boost talent being higher, it is the increase in stun durations, as long as the operator doesn't get hit by the enemy in question, of course. But with skill 3 making her effectively untargetable in most scenarios, you're gonna have a long stun chain, all with just one operator. An absolutely stunning performance, and gives Crownslayer a more reliable crowd control niche. 6 seconds of stun with a 6-second cooldown on the same target, no longer giving the enemy the opportunity to do something between stuns. And in case you forgot, skill 3 triggers every 2 seconds, so you can lock down up to 3 different enemies. Just make sure that the skill is fully upgraded for that maximum stun duration. And if you have a reason to unlock the first module, it's there, it exists. Extra stats and hit rate reduction on the smokescreen. So, how do we use Crownslayer? This operator is more of a supporting unit than the assassin type. You of course have the skill 3 stunning shenanigans, at least when that Y module comes out, spreading stuns on targets, preferably more elite enemies that could threaten your more entrenched operators, but it works just as well for other enemies. Just remember, not all enemies are stunnable, bosses especially, so do read up on your targets. Personal recommendation, please wait until that second module comes out. Crownslayer really needs it, especially to set her apart in the competitive Executor Specialist category, so having that long duration stunning niche is nice. For the playstyle, like most Executor Specialists, they support your squad at key moments, and in most cases you're gonna end up utilizing that skill 3 stun slayer. The damage is nice and all, but the crowd control against high priority targets is probably the deciding factor for using this operator, especially with the many premium higher damage options like Texas Alter, Kirin Yato, or even Phantom. You really have to lean into the Crownslayer niche. At least she's a welfare operator, so she'll be very accessible. Eventually. Drop and stun, whether it's for stalling or stopping enemies from attacking and taking out your front line. As far as synergies are concerned, you have plenty of options. Of course, if you plan on deploying the operator liberally, have that DP ready or supplied by a vanguard, including the easy play of retreating when the skill is used up, or if Crownslayer is about to go down. Get some of that DP back. And of course, there's nothing stopping you from stacking other slows and stuns together for maximum crowd control stalling potential. Finally, here are Crownslayer's stats, potentials, trust bonuses, base skills, and my E264 M3 Crownslayer, waiting to pop off when that Y module releases on global servers. But for now, she'll, I don't know, just bully herself until then? And that was the Crownslayer guide. If you have an operator you want me to cover, drop them down in the comments, I'll be picking from there for the next one. Gotta get that video engagement up somehow, but, you know, hey, at least I'm not doing something like, "You won't believe how broken Crownslayer is! Pew pew! Laser eyes coming out of Crownslayer in the thumbnail."